Good morning. Just on my way back. Excuse me. So, we had a pretty good talk on our call last night. And fitness, mindset, trying to shift. I don't think anybody should ever think that they are a bad person. I sure as heck don't. I sometimes get in that mindset and I'll get down or harsh on myself and I'll say things to myself. Oh, I wish I wasn't like that. I wish I wasn't like that. And I have to stop and have a talk with myself about that because I think that's the wrong way to think. I've genuinely been looking at myself, looking at everything that I've done, been a part of, all the ups, all the downs, all the in-betweens. And at the end of the day, every choice you've ever made, good, bad, ugly, in between, leads you to being ultimately who you are today. And the only thing that I think is appropriate in those moments when you're, I've been talking on these episodes lately about wanting to shift or change my mindset, and I think changing is the wrong word or the wrong wording. And I try to explain this to my wife and my kids. We have this in us at all time, always. We've all been taught right from wrong, good and bad, and we also have a inner voice. We have our heart, we have our gut, everything that's in our head that we know to be good or bad. And I tend to think that shifting one's understanding of what those are, that is the more appropriate. And so you're not changing your thought process, you're not changing who you are, you're not changing your values, but you're shifting focus, whether that's from a negative self-talk, negative feeling regret, guilt, anger, to shifting that to feeling positive, fueling yourself with positive self-talk, forgiveness, grace, and just genuinely trying to have a more positive outlook on what's going on. I know talking to like my kids, I try very hard to, and I haven't been always the best at it. I don't think anybody's perfect at it at any time, any way, shape or form, but I try to get down to their level and say, look, I've done that before. I've skipped school. I've picked a fight. I've lipped off my teacher or done not enough, not as much as I should have in practice, any of those things. And you can have regret or guilt in the moment. I think that's appropriate. You need to feel those things. You need to feel the things that you've done. And you need to know that it's okay. We're all human. Like my coach said yesterday, if you weren't you and Timmy, I don't know, just a name, was you and did all the exact same things leading up to your moment of regret, that person would have done that exact same thing. And if you talk and reach out to somebody and you get into those mindsets or those spaces and ask for the help, hey, I need to talk to someone, hey, can I cry on your shoulder a minute, hey, can I tell you about what's been going on? I think you'd be genuinely surprised to know how many people have gone through very, very similar things in life. How many people have been in your shoes, taken a situation that looks very similar and made very similar choices and came out on the other side. Sometimes those terrible choices work out for some reason and you don't know why. Sometimes those terrible choices get put in front of somebody and they make the right ones and you didn't. And one thing that struck me with my coach is whether it's fitness, whether it's eating properly, whether it's mindset, whether it's a culmination of all those things, is we're building a house. Life is like a house, and we're building our dream mansion, our dream house, so to speak. And he asked, how do you go about doing that? Lots of folks said dedication, resilience, showing up day after day, motivation mixed with discipline. Discipline wins, all those things. But what he said in the end was, you do it brick by brick. And that hit me, because it is brick by brick. It's a brick by brick, day by day, step by step. We're climbing a mountain. We're building a house. However your analogy of your life is looking. And it's one day at a time, one action at a time, one moment at a time. And I think there is an appropriate amount of time that we have to give ourselves for those regretful moments. We have to be okay with, man, I screwed up. And because I screwed up, this and this and this maybe happened. But on the other token, good. This and this and this happened because maybe I didn't have the proper respect for that situation at the time. Maybe I didn't fully comprehend or understand the magnitude or the gratitude needed for those situations. So good in the sense that you get to look into yourself a little bit. It's kind of like training. You get to train a little bit more. You get to train a little bit harder, different. And that can be a positive thing. I think it is, in the end, a positive thing. You just need to give yourself a little bit of grace. Positivity tends to win over negativity. I know when you beat yourself up over and over and over again, you tend to nosedive a little bit, and the negativity tends to win. Negative breeds negative, and for some reason, negative talk, negativity on oneself tends to breed like a wildfire. But if we shift that, it takes a little bit more effort, but ultimately it feels better because that positivity in the same breath has the same effect. But the people that you want to surround yourself with tend to be drawn to that more positive attitude, that more positive outlook. And that's not a changing of who we are. It's not a changing of what we are. It's not a changing, but it's a shift in focus. And I think that's important to realize. Good morning. It's important to realize that you're not a bad person. You haven't done anything wrong. Nothing like that. Good comes from taking that breath, feeling those emotions, feeling those moments, and ultimately realizing maybe where you snap judgment or you're anything like that. So anyway, thoughts on my walk, 1 mile a day.